G'day team, Josh here. Welcome to another episode of the Ignite podcast. Now today team, I'm unpacking my whole journey to building a 30 million per year consultancy. So what I thought I'd do is, actually I don't know if I've shared this with you all before in terms of my journey and my background and all that sort of thing. So like in a quick kind of nutshell, finished uni, graduated, got a job for a big kind of corporate business, was a site engineer, working on site for a number of years with that particular company. Then got the opportunity, or got tapped on the shoulder to go and work for a small consultancy based in Brizzy. And at the time I was doing sort of 3 million per year in terms of revenue. I got the opportunity to, and I was quite early in my career, I got tapped on the shoulder or got the opportunity to actually jump in and become a director and shareholder of that business. There was a whole bunch of circumstances that kind of happened, but they kind of opened up the opportunity for me to jump in and take ownership and equity in that particular business, which set up the entire springboard for what we do now. And it was an incredible journey. Myself and 4 other directors, we went on there were highs and lows and that sort of thing, but over the years, over about a 9-year period, we grew from 3 million per year in revenue to about 30 million in revenue with offices up the entire east coast of Australia. So yeah, it was an incredible journey. Learned lots about what to do, learned lots about what not to do in terms of building a business. I exited that business. That business still exists and they're still trading, but obviously exited that business, sold my shareholding, and now that's exactly what we help our members do, which is, build great consultancies. So what I thought I'd do is I've just been thinking a lot about the journey and kind of the key steps that we went through to build that business. And I'm probably not going to do it justice summarizing 9 years of learning, of highs, of lows, of frustrations, of elations, all that sort of thing into, what will be likely a 10-minute episode. So I probably won't do it justice. But what I thought I would do is just really summarize from my perspective and my reflections, the key learnings along the way and kind of the big picture things that you can kind of steal and take away if you're looking to build something pretty big. So the first things first is surround yourself with the right people. So if I look back on that journey, I got to work with some incredible people. There were some people that, I didn't gel with as well, so that was also a learning as well. But if you surround yourself with the right people, meaning the right directors, the right shareholders, the right people in team leader and leadership roles, with the right people in your corner, anything's possible. And I think this plays into, we spend a lot of our lives, if you're a business owner, at work. We spend a lot of time with the people that we're working with. So they better be fun, they better be enjoyable, but they also better push you. And that's probably one of the big things is that we really pushed each other. So we had a very big vision. From almost day one of me becoming a director and shareholder of that business, we knew that we wanted to build something really, really big, and we had the right people around the table to help us. So we had one person in particular who'd been there and done that before. He had a background in mergers and acquisitions and a background of helping businesses grow and scale. And he was probably one of the biggest catalysts for pushing us. And I'll talk about this in a bit further detail in a second around, upgrading mindset and what's possible. But he really pushed us to think big. And I think without someone in your corner, without the right people around you to kind of hold you accountable, to call a spade, to kind of pick you up too when things are going a bit south and, just let's go for a quick coffee, mate, and have a quick chat and you seem a bit down, all those sorts of things. Without those kind of people around you and without the right people in your corner, you kind of just get a bit stagnant and you stay kind of stuck where you are. So we were very fortunate, or I was very fortunate, to be surrounded by some amazing people the whole way through that journey. Even as we merged with different businesses, I met a whole bunch of amazing business owners with different perspectives and different viewpoints on how to build the business. Was always just eternally grateful for the caliber of people that I got to surround myself with in that business building journey. So I guess the first point, as I reflect on our journey from 3 to 30 million, is surround yourself with the right people. Hire well. If you've got a bit of a gut feeling about a person that's they're gonna help you make some magic in the business, find a way to bring them in. If you get a bit of a gut feel about a person that they're not gonna help you make some magic, work out a way to exit them pretty quickly. So first point, surround yourself with the right people. Second point is we really had to work on our mindset. We had to work on what was possible for us. So I'm actually just fresh off a conversation with another amazing business owner today who's in our boardroom program around this whole concept of elevating yourself as a business owner and upgrading your mindset on what's possible. Because sometimes we can get to a certain point in our business journey where we get comfortable, we get a bit complacent, we're like, oh yeah, things are going pretty well, and we don't have anyone to push us, and therefore we're not pushing ourselves to upgrade our mindset about what's possible. So small thinking keeps you small, expand your thinking and sky's the limit. So really, we always had this from day one, and like I said, this comes back to point one, which is surrounding yourself with people who do push you and expand your thinking. We always had this really, really big vision. Like even when we were 3, we were like, all right, we wanted to be, I think the motto back then was 25 and 5 or something like that. So we wanted to be 25 million and we wanted to be a big business. And we always were pushing each other and driving each other to think bigger. And so that required us to be upgrading our mindset about what was possible and not getting too comfortable where we were. So that's kind of the second point. Always look to what's next. And always, if you want to build something big, you always have to keep pushing yourself. What's next? Where am I going? And how do I upgrade my mindset so that I'm not the one holding this whole thing back in terms of what's possible for us to create? The third thing is delegate to elevate. And this is really a piece around what got you to where you are right now won't get you to where you want to be going in the business. And you can't do everything. So you have to delegate to the people around you so that you can constantly elevate your role. Like a director of a 3 million per year business is doing very, very different things to the director of a 30 million per year business. Very, very different. And if we'd kept hanging on to low value work and low value tasks as directors in the business as we continue to grow, well, we just wouldn't have continued to grow. Because if we were holding on and, wanting to stay small and keeping all the technical work to ourselves and not trusting anyone and going, oh, no one could do it as good as me and all those sorts of things that sometimes we as business owners tell ourselves, we never would have got to where we got to. So we have to delegate to elevate, which is delegating to people around you, getting help, pushing responsibility down to the people around you so that you can constantly create the space to elevate your role so that you can think bigger, you can think about bigger picture strategy, you can think about where you're taking the business, you can create the space for strategic meetings with clients or potential merge partners. All of that stuff happens with you not holding on to the stuff that's going to keep your business small. So constantly looking at you as a business owner, and the role that you're doing now should be very different to the role that you're doing in 6 months or 12 months time. So as long as you're constantly evolving and you're elevating your role, and as you elevate, you let go of some of the stuff that you're doing, you elevate again, you let go of some of the stuff that you're doing, you elevate again, you let go of some of the stuff that you're doing. As long as you're continuing to do that, your business will continue to grow. But when you start to hold on to stuff as a business owner, that's when stagnation creeps in because you're no longer elevating yourself. Therefore, you're no longer elevating the team around you. Therefore, the business growth stalls. So third point, or the third kind of thinking point or reflection piece is, delegate to elevate. You've really got to be upgrading your role as a business owner to get to that next level. You can't keep holding on to stuff. The fourth and final piece that I've got here is M&A. So mergers and acquisitions. Now this journey is not for everyone. There are some people listening to this that are like, cool, I'm 2 million now. I really only want to get to a 4 or 5 million per year business. And that's totally fine. You have to step back and go, what is right for me? What do I want to create as a business owner? But if you're the type of person that's motivated and driven, inspired, you're like, what can I create in this lifetime? You want to shoot the lights out and kind of go, what am I capable of? We realized very early on that the only way we were going to be able to achieve our goals was through mergers and acquisitions. Like we looked at all the maps and the revenue forecasting and the growth projections and all that sort of stuff. And we're like, well, if we grow year on year by X percentage organically, okay, cool, we'll get to that point. But there's just no way we're going to achieve our goals growing organically. It has to be through mergers and acquisitions. Our first merge, we were 3 million. I think they were 3.5 or 4 million or thereabouts. Overnight, and I'm not saying overnight because it took about a year to pull that deal together, but overnight we became a 7 million per year business. You can't get that growth organically. So, and then we did another, round or 3 or 4 rounds of mergers and acquisitions to get to 30 million when I exited the business. Organic growth's great and it's nice and it's kind of steady, but if you want to shoot the lights out and you want to see what you're really capable of, you have to go down the path of mergers and acquisitions. So, that's merging with other similar sized businesses to yours and amalgamating the board and the leadership team and the companies together. It's buying a business that may be a bit smaller than yours and absorbing them into yours. They're the big moves that will allow you to go and grow and see what you're truly capable of in this lifetime. So as I was reflecting back on our journey, I was like, yeah, really, like we set big lofty goals. We surrounded ourselves with the right people to help us get there. We upgraded our mindset to what was possible. We were constantly, as business owners and shareholders and directors, always looking to elevate our roles in the business and start to hire and bring people in around us, so that we could focus on the merger and acquisition piece. And we actually had a person almost solely dedicated to the mergers and acquisition piece, because once we got to a certain size, like you need to be speaking to a certain number of businesses each week and each month, because if you look at the numbers and the percentages, of every roughly 40 or 50 businesses that you speak to and reach out to and have a coffee with, maybe 3 to 5 of those turn into an MOU or like, yeah, we're interested, to then turn into one kind of deal. So big numbers. And so we had a person dedicated to that, running that whole process for us. So team, that's kind of it. Like I know, like I said, I don't think I did that justice in terms of condensing 9 years worth of growth from 3 to 30 in probably 12 or 13 minutes. But I just wanted to, jump on and talk about the key areas. Like if you're looking to really grow and really shoot the lights out and see what you're capable of, those 4 points that I've just talked about, if you execute against each of those, you'll build something truly significant. All right, I think that's enough. Any questions, team? Happy to answer any questions. If you want to know anything more, happy to record another episode on, a specific topic. So team, that's it for me on that particular topic. Look, if you want to keep doing the business owner journey on your own, we have a ton of free resources, website, YouTube channel, podcast, all those sorts of things. But if you want to get some help, growing an amazing business, being shown the shortcuts and the pathway to follow, and just being surrounded by an amazing community of other like-minded business owners who are on the same journey as you, I'd love to have a chat about our boardroom coaching program and how we might be able to help you build your business further and faster. So if that's you, I'd love to have a chat. Reach out. Let's book in a conversation. Have a chat about how we can help you through our boardroom coaching program. Have an epic day.